And today's topic which we want to cover for you is gonadotropins in ART. Normally we have a thing called or HCG. This was being done. So things are gradually changing, and how they are changing, we're going to talk about this now, and what we would learn today in around coming 40-45 minutes. I've already spoken for around 10 minutes. I'm very fond of speaking. The next half an hour or so, I'll cover some important topics. Stimulation, where we stimulate to get a hyper response, or we try to get many multifollicular recruitment. So when we go in for multiple follicular recruitment, then there can be viral infections coming up, and then there can be local systemic actions coming up. So nowadays we have shifted completely to the subcutaneous variety. So recombinant every product, it may be COVID virus or it may be anything, it is always a Chinese product. 1948, they got something from chorionic villi, and here again they were taking the placenta out, and from placenta they were making it. So a lot of things were going on, and they were all marketed as 𝐊𝐵 and 𝐊𝐵 we called it, and Entron. Like we are running for drugs now, he ran to a person, an Italian aristocrat. This is my interpretation completely, who was the nephew of Pope. Purified version. So we had a purified versions, we have a highly purified version, and then they were going on very well. Now the milliliters. From where will we get so much of urine? Who's going to give the urine? What a big challenge occurring. And then we thought, okay, enough is enough. Let's make it recombinant. And then we thought, okay, enough is enough. Let's make it recombinant. To make it recombinant, our favorite friend is E. coli, and we have those nice plasmid vectors. They were being used. So initial drug which came was alpha. It is not called alpha because it came in initially, or there is some configurational error. They normally are naming them, and probably for naming them, they have a pattern of naming them as for alpha, beta, gamma, delta. It doesn't make alpha better than beta or beta better than delta. It is the way chronological order they were being named. And in 1996 came beta product from called Ricagon, and this came from Sereno, and this one came from Organon. 2014, we got Folliotropin alpha biosimilar. So a lot of people keep asking us, what is a biosimilar? Now, what is a biosimilar? Biosimilar is a carbon copy of that molecule. So alpha did a lot of research to make a molecule. Beta did research to make a molecule. And now what people are doing is that they take this molecule and they run chromatography on this. And by this chromatography, they make a carbon copy of this. Make a carbon copy of this. And when they make a carbon copy in a Xerox machine, which is a laboratory, they call it a biosimilar. Biosimilars are definitely cheaper. They are available all over the world, easy to make. So in 2016, we get a molecule called Delta. Delta I have not used till now. I mean, I don't think it's available in India till now. Delta I have never used, but Delta came from the retina, fetal retina. So just understand that initially we had alpha, then we had beta. Charlie we have not had till now. Then we had the first biosimilar Demola in 2014, and then we had Delta in 16. And nowadays in our country, in my whole life, I would have done around minimum around 16,000 IVFs, which I have done were with Gonalef. Now we have gradually shifted to biosimilars. So biosimilars are cheaper, easily available, and they are being made in our country by multiple companies. You have Bharat Serum, Intas, we have Sun Pharma, Zydus, nearly everyone makes it. So that's the way the things are progressing. Now FSH was ready. As you all know, we have hormones like FSH, we have LH, we have HCG, and our aim is to make purer forms of them, recombinant forms of them. So to make recombinant forms of them, we are making recombinant technology for all these things. So we initially had HCG, then we had recombinant technology for LH. Many patients who are poor responders or who have got a poor ovarian response, we give them LH. So then came Luvaris. Luvaris is available as 75 units of injection. Then came recombinant HCG, because HCG recombinant has got a shorter half-life. So we started making 250 micrograms of HCG recombinant, initially by Merck, and now many other Indian companies are also making it. Then they said no. For the ladies who have got hypo or who require HMG or cheaper IVF, we need LH-FSH combination. We need HMG. So they combined LH and FSH in a ratio of 2:1, and they called it Pergoveris. I just wanted to bring your attention how the drugs they developed and how what we're using now. So HMG was a drug which was made by, this is a paper by Bruno Lunenfeld. I've just taken a slide, I've just copied it. We are very good copiers, photocopying machines in India. So I have to copy it. I took a slide. So urine was collected, and then purification, light step, chromatography, nanofiltering, multiple things were being done. And after these things are being done, we start making these vials or HMG for ovulation induction. So 1959, the thing started, and we use kaolin filters and we filter the urine. But fun is how to get urine of these people and collect them and keeping it sterilized. So that's the way the urine was being collected in the urine bags, in case you're not aware of this. So they were given these bags, or given these bags like this. So every day we'll go to somebody's house, press the bell, take their urine bag like this, and come back and then start making the drug for the people. It is better than using pituitaries of dead mouse or a dead mare or a dead pig. Definitely it was better. Again, for very busy gynecologist in you, I'm not going to go to a lot of gyan, but simple language, you have to understand that we were using HMG initially. HMG was pretty neat for us, and we were filtering the urine by the crude material, by kaolin, and then we used LH antibodies, and we made something called Metrodin, and this contained primarily more of FSH. And then as the time passed on, we used monoclonal antibodies to recover more of FSH and delete protein and LH, and we called it highly purified. So when we used antibodies against LH, we got a purified FSH. And when we use antibodies against FSH, we got highly purified FSH. Just for you to think, I don't want you to get involved with this thing and spend your technology which has always worked. And this is how the urine was taken from the ladies in Vatican City of Italy, Israel. They were kept in these, see, they were great people. They were like the warriors, like we have COVID warriors now. These people would have also exposed themselves to so many problems. They got the urine was finally filtered, and then here we got filtered urine. So they were using kaolin cakes, and the requirement of donors went up. In 1965, we only have 600 donors. 600 donors were required. And by the time, by 1994, we required 6 lakh donors. The urine quantity went up from 120 liters to this huge amount. You find that somebody will have to switch off, please. We always found that, look at the countries which were involved all over the world, people were giving, and these were the basic countries which were initially participating. And later on, India also came up in a big way to collect the urine. And these are the various forms of HMG which were available to us. We have HMG, we have got urinary FSH, we have highly purified FSH, then we have got recombinant FSH technology. So these all our drugs are available from us, and they all come from the modified clean. When we clean the urine, we get these products. And just remember that recombinant will always come from genetically modified Chinese hamster ovary. And it is 99% pure. It came in 1996. And then came beta from Organon, which is called Puragon in 1997. So this is very simple. When we talk about recombinant, we are not worried. But what, as a gynecologist, you'll have to take the call is which to pick routinely to save the price. Just remember that the price, as we go from HMG to here, the price will keep increasing. It will become more expensive as you go from here to here. And the price of a 75 units vial here will be somewhere around rupees 800, and it will keep becoming 1600 or 2000. The price will keep increasing. But the beauty is that in HMG vial, we have FSH and LH in equal ratio. This is for you to understand. Then we have highly purified, we have got primarily FSH, and it also has some amount of LH. But when we go to highly purified FSH, we get 95% FSH. So that is called highly purified FSH. Just to give some idea that as you go to more purity, the reactions will become lesser, but they'll become more expensive and give you better probably outcome. But again, multiple papers have come. They say that all urinary products are the same. And papers also say that urinary products like HMG and recombinant are also the same. So I'm still at loss of words to tell you which one to buy. As we look at the foreign papers, all are same. So these were the ones which came initially: Pergonal, Metrodin HP, Gonalep, Puragon. And now we basically talk about, in our country, we talk about Foligraph, Folisearch, are Indian brands which we are using. Again, a figure I wanted to show to you so that just to align that we started with HMG, we started with urinary FSH, highly purified urinary FSH, recombinant alpha, recombinant beta. Don't go into details. Just understand that these drugs are still available to us, which we are using day in, day out. And if you also realize that as they become purer, we take out LH and proteins from the urinary products, it can be given in a subcutaneous route. It becomes purer. And they have highest concentration of either LH or FSH, depending upon what you want to take. Now, urinary HCG. We all use urinary HCG. It comes in 10,000 units, but it can lead to ovarian hyperstimulation, and it has got proteins. So we thought, why not to make recombinant? So initially we made highly purified, Perganyl and Coregon, but now we are only using recombinant HCG. Recombinant HCG comes in a dose of 25 to 50 micrograms, which is equivalent to 6,000 units of, approximately 6,000 units of HCG. And then came recombinant Luvaris. That's the way the journey began. The journey grew, and it was all urine here. And then became transfected Chinese hamster ovary and Chinese hamster ovary. That's the way things actually progress. And these are the few Indian brands. I've told you multiple times, I don't work for any company, but my job is to capture certain things and give it to you. So we have Serono, Ferring, MST, Intas, Bharat Serum. So multiple MQ. I may miss a company. This is data from our document from the IFS. We made this document, and it is basically on gonadotropins, and the document is called our text. In case you don't have, we can give it to you, or you can download from the website also. It contain, so all pricing, everything is there, so that it's going to help you when you want to buy a drug. So gradually, but mind you, I'm still using HMG very, very freely. In all my IVFs, I'm using HMG. I normally we'll talk about protocols in the next class, but we normally use recombinant FSH and HMG together. That's the way we use. Not that urine we are not using. Urine is a wonderful drug to use, but going from a good company, because after all we have to filter the urine, and any company who can filter urine better will be better. Just small as I end about the technology. So we normally get a target DNA, we use a vector, and then it starts, we put a gene here, gene is attached, and they start making recombinant HCG or recombinant LH, recombinant FSH, and then it goes into protein production, purification. We make master, we basically work on bioreactors, as you can see here. And these are the bioreactors, and then we get purified drug in bulk. It is very cheap. In bulk, it comes out to be very cheap, and that's the way. I just want to tell you that initially we spoke about urine tankers and urine ke thele, which we used to get. But nowadays we have something like this. We got beautiful bioreactors. They're called bioreactors, and they use these roller bottles, tea flasks. It's a technology. They do it. Finally, they have bulk FSH in around 7 weeks of time. It takes 7 weeks to make so much of FSH. So I wanted to shift your attention towards from the basics to the advanced methods. So we have working cell banks, master cell banks, so China hamster ovaries for recombinant. And then we had Delta coming up. Delta I have never used. It came from fetal retinal stem cells. Then came recombinant FSH. The recombinant FSH, which we are using in our country, are normally Follisurge or Folligraph. They work equally well. They come in different concentrations. And then recombinant LH came. Recombinant LH comes as a 75 units injection. And basically, recombinant LH is only being marketed by Sereno till now. And you can buy from them. I use it for poor responders, not for everyone. Quantifying and standardizing how much is the content in a vial. Now you want to give somebody 75 units or 150 units. How do we quantify it? So we came to Steelman-Pohai method, where they gave to the patient a drug, FSH, and they gave a drug which is probably a water or something, and then they cut the mouse after some time, and then they weighed the ovaries. Ovaries are weighed. So they had a method by weighing the ovaries. So it is called Steelman-Pohai ovarian weight augmentation assay for FSH. So by that, they were able to make out after the autopsy, after 72 hours of injection, they were able to make out how many unit activity is there in that vial of the drug. So many mouse were being sacrificed. Just think what we have done, and we have killed nearly every animal for our betterment. So we have killed mare, we have killed pigs, we have killed probably so many things, guinea pigs, mouses, to get the ovaries out, comparing the ovary weight, and then we were able to assess how much will be the content. But now things are changing. Now we have got filled by mass technique, which works on human HPLC, where we use chromatography to see whether we get the right content or not. And by chromatography, they have found that when we filled by mass, in case we say 75, we get 75. So that's the way it works. And here, when we spoke about 75 units by urinary products, it may be 150 or it may be 35. So standardization was not there by units only, but nowadays we are going by filled by mass. That gives us gives you a better efficacy, and it gives you a better outcome always. So whenever you want to buy a drug nowadays, ask whether it is urinary. In case it is urinary, it is only urinary, or it is purified, or highly purified, or recombinant. These things you have to always ask. Then look at whether it is filled by mass. It is filled by mass, units are there, or it is just by Steele-Polman method by which they have calculated. There are a few things we have to know. And now coming to ovarian stimulation, just what we're going to cover in the next CR for all of you when the time comes. We'll talk about the ovarian optimal protocols. What we do in an agonist protocol and an antagonist protocol, how to avoid ovarian hyperstimulation, how to avoid multiple pregnancies, minimize cycle cancellation. We may talk about a bit about these things, and then we'll talk about what's going to come, talk about AMH and the protocols, where to use what, poor responders, hyper responders, which type of drugs to be given, how to optimize that dose. So these things we're going to cover when the time comes in the coming Sunday or the next Sunday. So this will be for our curtain raiser 9 because a big demand has come to us that we talk about protocols to all of the people. So today we have covered curtain raiser 8 and the 9 will cover the protocols. I think I've taken around 45 minutes plus for you guys and nearly 1 hour. Thank you so much for being with us. And what I can see on the screen is still we have around 182 people logged in. I'll stop sharing my slides and it's good to see you all. I couldn't see you all before because I was seeing my slide and talking. You know, we are obsessed. All doctors are like, we're fond of talking. Keep looking at ourselves and keep talking. So now we are all here. In case you want to, today's topic was a very basic topic on gonadotropins. I have not gone into very interesting, crunchy things like IUI, IVF. So anything you would like to ask me, feel free to ask me anything. And I like to ask.
Good morning, sir.
Hi.
Good morning, Dr. Pankaj.
Yes, Sangeeta. How are you?
I am fine. Very excellent webinar. Excellent.
Could you please put on a camera, all of you? Camera खोल लीजिए थोड़ा. Coffee पी सकते हैं सब लोग. We can all have a break. Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. I want to ask one question. When we are taking urine from the donors, whether some screening tests are done on that donors or not?
I think they would be doing it. They would be doing. I'm sure they would be doing it. They all are done.
What tests they are doing then?
I don't know. I don't manufacture, but they will be ruling out all those viral infections. They'll be ruling out some infectious diseases. They'll be doing. But a very nice
like
thing
Estradiol and etc.
ये basic तो होते ही होंगे. I'm very sure. But I'll get into this thing. What tests are done? I'm writing it down, and I'll cover it in the next class. What exactly is being done? I will give you the protocol. But I think it's all HIV, VDRL, in all these infections. Probably it's a urine, so we have to filter all these. What can come through the urine? They'll be doing it. That's the way they are doing it.
And secondly, have you ever said to any patient that I am using this injection and this has been prepared from the urine? Have you said this thing to any patient?
बात नहीं करते. But we all are using it day in day out. We all are using it.
Definitely, it is coming from urine.
So I've never told. But I say that this is recombinant because it is more expensive. But I've never told. Okay, even if I tell that your recombinant is being made in the ovary of a Chinese hamster, I don't know how they will react again. So even recombinant is from a Chinese hamster ovary.
Hamster.
It's a hamster ovary. So I don't know. I've never spoken. But good. A lot to learn from your inputs here. Great.
And what is the difference between purified and highly purified?
हाँ मैंने बोला ना. See, we have urinary. Urinary के अंदर LH है, FSH है, प्रोटीन है.
Okay.
जब हम purified में जाते हैं तो हम LH निकाल लेते हैं और प्रोटीन्स निकाल लेते हैं.
Okay.
पूरा LH निकल नहीं पाता है. पूरा LH निकल नहीं पाता है. So we use, see, in case you want to ask, we use multi-clonal antibodies which will go and bind with LH. तो हम प्रोटीन क्योलिन केक में फिल्टर हो जाता है, कॉर्क के जैसा होता है. So LH and FSH comes down. अभी हम we bind the LH separately. So only what comes down is basically the FSH. But still LH will seep down. So what we now do here is we don't look at LH and proteins. We only bind the FSH by monoclonal antibodies to FSH. So FSH will be held back in the upper column and whatever passes down will be LH and proteins. So we get highly purified FSH this way. That's the way it is being done.
So according to the socioeconomic status of the patient also you are deciding whether you are giving HMG or something purified?
No. I wanted to go into these things later sometime when we have a different class. Remember that confidence building measures क्या होते हैं कि अगर suppose now you want to buy, you order 1 liter of milk from a shop. Nowadays you're getting milk from organic or non-organic milk and they write 1 liter. What happens in case you now open the packet and you get only half liter. Do you actually weigh your milk bottles? I think we don't weigh. We don't weigh it, no? Same thing happens here, that you order for 1 liter and you're getting 750 ml. Or you may be getting 1.5 liters in that. This is due to the wrong processing of the milk packaging. Same thing happens when you package LH, FSH, HCG and HMG. We are asking for 75 units. But when they're packing, they may pack 80, 90 or 100, 150. Or they may pack 35. So there is inconsistency of the result in all these patients. So when you look at the foreign literature, they say urinary, mind you Sangeeta, they say urinary equal to purified, equal to highly purified, equal to recombinant. They write this. All sabne padha hoga, and I'm sure you would have all read. There is no difference between all the drugs. But when you come to poor quality production, where they are packing it in somewhere in small town, which is being done, I won't name. So then packaging is not correct. Separation is not correct. Their monoclonal antibodies are not of good quality. So आपने मांगा 150, उन्होंने आपको दे दिया 300, and cycle goes for a 6. As per the foreign concept, we all are equal. But coming to India, I always say buy from only top companies. There are companies which will come and tell you, again, I'm not a pharma guy, they give you big discounts. One vial of 75, which I actually hate this habit. One vial is 1,000 rupees. 1,000 rupees. No, madam, for you it is 450 rupees.
They used to say.
They still say. So I'm not talking about that. It's an open platform. I'm going to talk about that. But I think we self-correct ourselves. हमें अपने अंदर झांकना है, ये सब practice बंद करना है. So normally package is for rupees 50,000 and cost to the doctor is 25. Is it right or wrong? And does anyone disagree with me?
Exactly right.
So जब ऐसा होना शुरू होता है, जब बहुत सारा ऐसा होना शुरू होता है, quality is compromised. So buy from good brands. There are very good brands in our country. We are using now. I'm only on biosimilars, not really, and I'm having a result of 70% only on biosimilars only. So they're good, but buy top brands. Don't compromise upon quality. That's all I want to tell people. Don't compromise upon quality. All brands are good one. In case you buy top Indian brands which are only 3-4, I won't name them here. Otherwise, everyone else will kill me. So 3-4 top brands are there. You also know. So buy from those brands. Unka urinary, HMG, sab barabar. I don't have any problem. We are sustaining.
Have you ever seen any teratogenicity with gonadotrophins?
No. Probably I'm too young.
Never.
At 55, I'm too young. I'll have to live for 20 more years to see teratogenicity. I have not seen. I mean, in case you guys have, surely you can comment upon this. I have not had.
Great, Dr. Pankaj. Great, yes. Dr. Pankaj. I will like to add that my mother.
Yes, ma'am.
My mother took this cow's urine for 40 days. It was the first urine she used to pass for her treatment of pregnancy.
Okay.
And she got pregnant.
Oh wow!
With twins. My mother. It was before 1958.
Oh wow!
Excuse me, sir.
Yes. Hi,
after that, she had a spontaneous pregnancy. The next pregnancy was spontaneous.
So how did she take cow's urine? By the way, ma'am,
she managed it. There was a dedicated person who used to sit by the cow at night, and she used to look at. She was a Malin, and she used to took the urine, first urine for her.
अच्छा, तो क्या करता urine? क्या किया urine का? How did they handle that urine?
She took it. She took it directly. She swallowed for 40 days.
अच्छा.
As she was advised by some wise person in those days.
This is what
Ramdev. No, it was not Ramdev. It was some wise person in the community.
So that's the way.
Ma'am, can I interrupt? Ma'am, can I interrupt?
Yes.
It could be she became pregnant not because of this urine only. We can't say this thing that she has taken cow's urine and that's why she has become pregnant.
She got pregnant after 17 years of her marriage.
Okay.
It might
With
be.
twins.
Okay. 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 Very nice. Very nice. Excellent.
Yes, yes. So it
Excellent.
could be anyway what this was what was going in those days.
Okay. Great.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So
Uh,
that twin pregnancy was in 1961.
excuse
61.
me, sir.
Yes, madam. Camera on. Shalini, camera on.
My
Yes, sir.
camera is problematic
Sir,
that
I
way.
want to ask a
All
question.
old friends are here.
Yes, yes. Myself professor in Adesh University, Bathinda, Gynae.
Okay, I can't see you. Dr. Rama Garg, na? Ha,
Yes,
correct.
sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Excuse me,
Great,
sir.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, just I want to ask how much units of recombinant FSH is equal to urinary FSH. Suppose we start a person with the 225 urinary FSH, how much recombinant can be given instead of that?
There is no criteria per se for
No
that.
criteria.
No criteria. So I know there is no criteria. What I do, see, I've kept these protocols for the next class.
Okay.
But I'll talk, but I have no criteria.
I just
But,
wanted to know what is the difference between
25 to 300, madam. My 225 is equal to 300. I follow. I follow
Okay.
225 is equal to 300, but 225 of recombinant, 300 HMG, urinary HMG again, urinary HMG, not highly verified urinary HMG I use, but I don't know. I don't have the Dr. Pandya is here. He can like to comment something. Dr. Pandya.
Good morning, sir. It was a
Hi.
fantastic talk.
How are you?
But absolutely fine, sir, and hope that everybody should remain safe in COVID.
Yes, 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 yes.
And sir, fantastic. I'm huge fan of your talks and your markings and everything.
I'm
Sir,
आपके fan है, sir.
you are usually there in ASHRAE.
They're your
sir.
fans.
Sir, in ASHRAE, every year they are making different statements.
Okay.
Either use 100, 150, 225. So concept remain changing. So just I want to ask one thing. You had said that HMG and recombinant FSH are equivocal result as per the European Council.
European.
So just I want to ask one thing. You are in this practice since years together, since 16,000 IVF you had done. Have you changed your protocol on ASHRAE based anytime?
I sir, मैंने एक बात बोली बहुत छोटी सी. In such a platform where 128 people are still there, people will kill me in case I give. I can talk one-to-one, but not on such a platform. I always say that एक company है Fairing. They had a Prevail and Minopure. My favorite products.
Okay.
Not recombinant, but they are. In case you buy a product which is made abroad, probably I felt that they had a better quality because there is better quantification, better separation. Now in 2017-16, when we thought let's shift to biosimilars, I had a lot of debate in my mind.
Yes, sir.
Because I was in the army. In the army, shifting from I've used Gonadotropin for nearly for around 15,000 के इसके लिए Gonadotropin use करा. But after we shifted to a good brand of biosimilars, we have not found much of difference. Actually, not found much of difference. This is I am totally on biosimilars now. Well, they're cheaper. You save 10,000 rupees for that patient. But here I'm talking about biosimilars of some good brands. Don't take biosimilar from any company. And
yes,
sir, I don't have any answer. Okay, you buy from there or buy from there. But we all know there are few good companies are there. Buy from them. You won't find any difference. I have done all cycles with Gonadotropin, complete biso unit. Now I'm combining HMG and Gonadotropin because in private we have to make different packages. We all know that we have to give everyone what they want. But still I'm not finding much of change in the outcome. I've not found any change in the outcome, but here you have to go to the top brand. Don't go, you know what I'm saying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They give you the outcome.
Just my question is that we should not change by the lectures we heard in ASHRAE.
Yes. Very right. So I'm giving combination of HMG and recombinant, but I focus on few companies only, one or two companies which I buy, and they are good products. I mean, मुझे कोई तकलीफ नहीं हो रहा है. But आपकी बात ठीक है. वो वो जो बात करते हैं वो अपनी कंपनी के प्रोडक्ट्स के बारे में बात करते हैं.
Yes, yes. Every time we used to go to the company symposium, we think that this company is good and this company is bad. Alpha is good and Delta is very good.
Very right. I fully agree with you. I totally agree with you. I have not found any difference.
Yes,
but
sir.
only thing is that pick up a good company. But don't pick up the company by discount. Pick up the
Yes,
company.
sir.
This is what, see sir, you know, आप तो कब से इस profession में हैं.
Yes,
Certain
sir.
things you can't talk, but pick up the company not by discounts. Pick up the company by the
Good
market.
product.
Good product.
Good
That's all I
product,
can.
and once we get the good result, we will got faith in company also.
And continue working on those companies. It's okay. And with a good company also, we have to change. We have to dump a good company many times, and then they give you a bad product. So you have to dump it. Then you take another alternative. But there are 2-3 companies which are there who's going to give you. मुझे नहीं पता. We won't talk about this.
No, no, no.
Tell us
But
the company,
thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Please tell us the company, sir.
Ma'am, we won't see. It's a dictum of our IC. We don't talk about companies. We never talk about companies. All are good.
At
You want to
least
connect
brand.
sometime? So, ma'am, you can connect with us anytime. What I'm using, I'll tell you, but not in public. I can't. We don't talk like this. So give me a call anytime. We'll tell you what my protocol is, which company I'm using. I can tell you offline, not online.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Don't mind, but that's the way things are. And
No,
I
Dr.
think,
Pankaj, it was really very
ma'am,
interesting
अभी
talk.
आप sum up कर दो, madam. आप sum up करो. आपका तो इतना experience है. What do you feel about this?
नहीं, it was really very interesting talk, and we were the gynecologists are always in very hurry to learn from the pharma companies, but going into the drug discovery and drug manufacturing and all the nitty-gritties and the details of the supply chain and maintaining the cold chain, this is really very interesting. I was just spellbound with your lecture. There were 3-4 phone calls. I just all declined because it was such an interesting going into the details, how it developed, how it came into, because when we were doing MDs in 1980s, at that time it was such a fascinating branch and it was just developing. So we never had that chance in our PG time to learn, because what you learn in your early days, that's very, and that remains for embedded in your genes, that and you can just get up in the middle of the night and can start telling about the thing. So, but it is really very interesting how, because the young gynecologists who come into practice, they are literally driven by the pharma companies. I'm not telling again for the ethical point of view that which company is good or which company is bad, but generally your experience tells that how much dose and which company and which product. And I find really very interesting the different technologies, especially this the filled by mass. I never knew the details of this.
Okay.
So it was really very interesting for me. And in every lecture, I literally learned, if not much, the 1 or 2 new words and new meaning and new sentences, and that I really enjoy. So
thank you so much.
I think everyone, so good morning to everyone, and be safe in this COVID time. And these lectures are really very interesting, and you learn so much, because we always try, and everybody, not me itself, everybody try to learn fast and try to know that which dose, which drug, what name. But going into the details and from basics, it is really very interesting, because this goes into your mind and you then start learning and understanding the meaning of each and every word, what is written on the vial. So that's, thank you so much for giving such an interesting and excellent talk. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pam. Thank you so much. Well, I think that's it from my side. And if we get time, we'll talk about the protocols in the next.
Definitely.
Normally, we cover these classes for our own IC team members who join us, but I thought it's part of our corporate social responsibility to come out and teach people once in a while. And I can see Dr. Shubhada. Dr. Shubhada, how are you?
Ma'am is here with us. Hi, ma'am. Good morning.
We got so many people here.
Good morning.
Hi, I'm
Good
Dr.
morning.
Bansal, Dr. Pankaj. It was excellent
Hi.
lecture.
Dr. Pankaj sir, one last thing I want to say.
डांट तो नहीं रहे मेरे
Yes,
को ना?
Shubhda ma'am.
मैम से बहुत डांट पड़ती थी मेरे को. मैं ना क्लासेस, so many people scold me.
Thank you.
Yes, Shubhda ma'am. She's gone offline. We can take Dr. Uma meanwhile. Yes, Dr.
Yeah.
Uma. you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I'm Dr.
Aren't
Uma
you?
Bansal from Thane. Sir, it was excellent lecture on invention of gonadotropins.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you very much.
I attended your last ultrasound lecture also, and it was very good. I look forward to attend all your lectures.
Thank you so much. I think we should all keep learning ourselves, and
You are deeply into academics. So thank you very much. I'm learning.
सब लोगों को बहुत सेवा कर रही है. Country needs us. वतन को
But
हमारी
sir,
जरूरत
I
है.
have seen good results in male infertility where they use auto urine therapy.
Auto urine therapy. What is
Yes,
that, ma'am?
in male infertility, they drink their own urine, how Morarji Desai used to use.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yes, and I have seen 2 patients who were diagnosed with cancer, with severe oligospermia. They did auto urine therapy, and both patients' wife became pregnant.
Achha,
Yes,
okay.
male infertility auto urine therapy.
They call it auto urine therapy.
Is recommended in treatment of malignancies.
Okay.
GIT malignancy.
Okay. Auto urine. I read it down. I read about this.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Uma. Thank you so much. Doctor,
Have a good day, sir.
thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Anybody else, or we say goodbye and get back to work?
Sir, I will say you have given so much detail in the history, and that is a tribute to the previous scientists. So that will help us to pave through, and that is your big point.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I think we'll say goodbye and have a wonderful breakfast and enjoy yourself. Bye, guys. All of you.
Bye bye.
All the friends.
Bye bye.
I thank you, Pooja. Thank you for everything. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
I also want to say thank you to everyone for joining us and having us, and we'll definitely meet in the next CR9 and with a continuation of this topic. Till then, take care of yourself and be healthy. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Bye.